Some time ago, John Williams from Antinatalist Advocacy said something that stirred a little drama. He said that it would be perfectly fine and in line with antinatalism to donate sperm to a sperm bank because it wouldn't lead to there being more children born. He said that in so doing we could contribute to the propagation of compassionate genes. And indeed, a lot of traits, such as intelligence, personality, and propensity to addictions, are strongly heritable. So, on the biological and scientific level, he might have been right. But what stirred the controversy was him saying that such practice would be in line with antinatalism. I saw that as silly, absurd even. And I wasn't alone in that.
Okay. You can see that, yeah? So I'll do this. You can still see that, yeah?
The number of wild animals. There are other things you can do to be impactful. Although I do think, and maybe this is a subject for another day, I do think that as long as, if you're an antinatalist, so long as it doesn't increase the overall amount of human births, which might go against antinatalist ethics, donating to a sperm bank to pass on your good, wholesome antinatalist genes, it might not be such a bad thing to do. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I can see an ethical argument for it.
Yeah, if there's a couple who are going to have children anyway. It is so funny, where philosophy can take you. You're this antinatalist podcast, and you're genuinely saying, yeah, I mean, I do think that if you're not going to have your own kids, but you could go to a sperm bank and start
exactly.
donating.
It wouldn't conflict with most people's versions of antinatalism if they weren't causing the number of people born to exist. They might just get the sperm of some guy who's not a compassionate person. So
yeah, I think that if you think you've got good genes overall, if you're an antinatalist, you've probably got higher empathy and compassion than the average person. So yeah.
Well done.
That
yeah,
at the end.
I think
that's exactly how I felt when I heard it.
Exactly.
I'm guessing that was kind of tongue in cheek or something. I don't know what the fuck, but
the meme at the end, yeah, because I was confused. I was like, "What's going on?"
But I mean, you say that, but then, as we said, John from AA has commented on Mark's video.
Oh yeah, you can see the comment that he made as well.
Yeah, You're on that D&W on that very same video. You can see where John from AA has commented.
Because it does sound like they're joking, but actually, no, they're actually genuinely saying that.
Yeah, and his comment on the video explains it, what they meant, and that's what I'm saying. That's what they're being serious, but he said with caveat. So the caveat would be if there's a very big if that compassionate gene exists. That's caveat number one, and there's a number of others, but they'd have to be certain that the gene exists, and then that child, that compassionate child can be born through the sperm donation. And another caveat is that doesn't increase the overall number of procreation happening.
So you'd be willing to let your child die of cancer because they're compassionate? I mean,
exactly. That's my point. It still goes against AN, doesn't it? Really.
So yeah, John says, "Hi Mark, reposting this comment here so that people can see our response. You heard correctly that I, John, can see an argument for antinatalists donating sperm with several big caveats. All right. One argument made against antinatalism is that if all the compassionate people stop having children, then they won't be able to pass on the genes that may contribute to people being compassionate. This was part of the concern raised by Peter Singer in episode 4 of our podcast. We believe that if it is true that compassion is partially inherited, if it is true that antinatalists are more compassionate, and if donating a sperm bank, 2 sperm banks does not increase the amount of procreation occurring, but rather leading to people being created who are more compassionate than the alternative, then someone concerned about this would do better to donate to sperm banks than having their own children to pass on their compassionate genes. Just so you know, this is not something that I will personally be doing. What are your thoughts on this argument?
Now I see that he was right in saying that because it will not change how many people will be born, but will only affect who the children will be. What he was wrong about was him saying that it would be morally unproblematic from the antinatalist perspective. Now I see that it's actually an argument against antinatalism, especially when used in tandem with all the rest presented here.